the Upfront Toronto podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Upfront Toronto, conversations with people that move the city forward. I'm really happy to introduce Bo Seo. Bo Seo from Kibo Sushi. I'm sure a lot of you have seen their stores around the city. They are a great success, making really good sushi. He started the chain at 2012 and have reached today up to 30 locations. They have Kibo Sushi, they have Kibo Market, and they have Kibo Secret Garden, which is the high-end element of their chain. They exist in Toronto and Greater Toronto, and even have a couple locations out in Calgary. And I'm sure as the time changes, Bo, you have more, maybe by the end of this talk, you'll have more Kibos open, I'm not sure, at your rate. So I'm really happy to introduce you. You have a little, if you can cover your experiences a little before where you've worked, and we'll start with that. Does that make sense?
Okay. I'm from South Korea. So originally my work was I've done advertisement, like shooting TV commercials as a second director, and continue studying film directing in like continuing education. That's how I came to this country, Canada, and it changed me this way in 20 years. So with nothing really originally I was doing a hospitality business, but once I came here during the study, I was into the business and I really liked it. And why not to change my career instead of keep studying and then doing business? That's
So
how
what
I.
was your first job within the food industry when you came to Canada?
Food industry, I was working at Omi Sushi. At the time, it was well known in the city. Everyone knows the Hiro Sushi, Kaji Sushi, Hashimoto Sushi, all the Omakase per person tasting menu like $60 to $100. But there is Omi Sushi on Church Street, Church and Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I was hired as second chef
Mm-hmm.
and started learning from the beginning, very basic. And I
So
feel
you
I
you
felt
came
I
to
have skills.
you came to Canada with you had already a career in Korea, and then you went into an entry level position, right, within a restaurant.
Same time I was studying and working. That's how I started the hospitality business.
And from there, where did it go?
I keep doing both way to save the money for the tuition fees, and then same time I was international student. So I realized tuition fee was too high compared Canadian residential and international student.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very confused. How can I carry this education until the end? So meanwhile, I was working at the restaurant. Somehow I like it a lot, and then I see the vision of what I can do. So I changed to my school to real work.
Okay, so you started 2012 Kibo. What year did you enter Canada?
I entered Canada 2000. The reason to continuing study for my career as advertisement,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually started okay 2000, and then as a student, as a worker, and then around 2006 I decided to do hospitality business.
And then you entered the sushi market, sushi business or sushi restaurant business.
I ran the big sushi business called Asahi on Church
Mm-hmm.
Street, the Brewer, when I was young, and it was a big restaurant. So I ran 6 years, and I realized it was too much work, too hard, and I sold it. I quit it, and I wanted to do something else.
Yes.
So that I started a jazz bar.
So you in 2000, that was at 2012 or 2011?
2011, I sold a sushi restaurant.
Yes.
2012, I bought a bar called the Coburg on Parliament Cabbage Town, which
So
was
yeah, so at Parliament, and you opened a jazz bar. Did you know anything about jazz?
I love jazz and I love wine and I love martini. So uh, yeah, I basically I love the like drinking wine while playing jazz and this kind of stuff. That was the kind of what I liked.
So you went with your heart, kind of where you think it could go well. Did you know that area before, or how did you pick that location?
Area I didn't know, but I didn't know this industry well. So I had a hard time to running the business
Hmm.
and kind of about wine and martini, kind of less originality. I didn't grow up this industry. That's
Yeah.
why I had a like hard time to run this business.
What
So
was
when
it?
you
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, just what was it about the hospitality business that you liked? Because you came for advertising and then you got this hospitality bug and you've had it ever since.
My experience of working at the Omakase sushi restaurant, and I meet kind of a celebrity who is already success to come to the dinner and celebrating their anniversary, and they're like when I make food, and then I see how like appreciate their
Mm.
behavior, like how appreciate what I did. So that makes me like happy.
So for those of you who are listening, Omakase, Bo, can you tell us what Omakase is? It's basically it's hosting someone, right? It's having you like a guest in your home almost, and the chef. What's the exact translation?
It's more like Canadian way can say chef tasting.
Right.
So different way we can use. I'm not Japanese. I'm Korean, but we have a similarity. But omakase is Japanese by the word. Anyway, um, there is a omakase and the other name called kaiseki.
Hmm.
So kaiseki is more like a different reason. They have their specialty. For example, if you go to PEC, what's the best in PEC? Prince Edward County, for example, there is a boutique wine, and they're homegrown like kind of peas good and beets are good, and then everything is from their soil to bring your table. So and then rainbow trout is famous because they can catch right there, right? So this is more like kaiseki, but
Hmm.
omakase is more like into sushi.
Mm.
So it doesn't have to be from your hometown, but this is the best in Hokkaido scallop. That's from Hokkaido. And then this salmon is the best in Alaska, so Alaskan salmon. So you bring all the best quality of fish from all over the world to introducing your customer my way. So
So
chef.
it's the chef's choices, and obviously it would be the best of, and you're sitting there. I kind of Liza, I want to answer your question. We were at Kibo Secret Garden at Yorkville, so I'm jumping a little there, but uh, Bo is like he it's unbelievable. Even today, he's opening this restaurant and managing it himself, and he's a magnet of people. You see him on the street there. I think people at the beginning come for Bo, the service and a little entertainment, a lot of service, and I think a lot of love. People feel that, and they come there for that. So I've seen it myself. That kind of love of taking care of people and seeing people. And I think I don't know, you knew that from your other job, but when you started Kibo, well, let's go back. So you started a jazz wine and martini place on Parliament Street, and you didn't know that business well. How did that go? Do you remember the first day you opened?
Um, it was not what I expected.
How busy was the first night or the first week?
It's not about busy or not busy, but ours was, one person, two-person operating whole business. The hours you have to commute for, like, for example, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m.,
Hmm.
sometimes 5 a.m. So you have to commit to life of a different lifestyle. So I was married, and my husband was waiting home all the time, and this is totally unacceptable for life.
So was
And
it
then
you and who else opening that place? If you say two people.
I had called Simon, who born in here, French English background, pretty face, and is who knows looks like who knows the wine very well. Actually, he knows
Who
very
looks
well.
like.
So which means the combination me and him together would work. That's what I thought. And but ours was killing our lifestyle.
Hmm.
I cannot do like 3 a.m., 5 a.m. every single day. So that was a quick decision. This is not healthy for me. I love it to go to like a once a week or twice a week,
Yeah,
but
as
I
a
cannot
guest.
go 7
So
days a week.
how long
Yeah.
did you have that place for?
Oh, I make a quick decision in a month.
Okay, so you knew
So
right away that this is not going to work.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I'm not young anymore. I'm not single anymore, so it's totally different lifestyle. We
Yes.
cannot do
and
whatever we
what
want.
were people coming to the business? Did it draw some Cabbage Town people in?
My personality, I love people. I love to talk, and I love to know everything. So first, I share my story, and then everybody open their life.
Right.
So it was very easy, and like sharing what are you doing, how am I doing, where are you from. Everybody loved my story because it's kind of unique.
Yeah.
So it was catching up the business, but it's not healthy lifestyle what I have.
So a month went by, and then you say you make decisions quickly. What happened? What did you do? When did you realize that it's not for you? And what actions did you take?
Sorry, one more please. One more time.
Said a month went by, you realized it's a horrible lifestyle, and you don't want it. So the moment you realized that, how did you? It's a big thing. You opened a store, you made commitments, you signed a lease, you hired a person, everything. You put all your energy into this business, but you realize it's not yours. Some people, Bo, some people go through years and years because of ego, because of I don't know what, to
Fear,
change.
probably fear too.
Of course.
Yeah.
And a fear of failure. God, oh my God, this is not successful. I am not successful. Like, for people to make such a change so quickly is very unusual. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Within a month, you understood it's not your lifestyle. Your lifestyle will be hurt, and your marriage will be hurt. So the moment you realized it, what did you decide? You immediately decided, I'm opening a sushi house, or what went through your mind?
It was hard time to do changes. So first I changed to the oyster bar, which I know like better than wine. And then I changed to the high-end sushi restaurant, and then in same building, the big Japanese like high-end izakaya companies called Kinyo just moving in. So it's kind of a big competition, which is I'm very small company. That's why. So like in 3 months, it's been changed from jazz bar, and from there to oyster bar and seafood bar, and then high-end sushi restaurant, and back to my normal sushi business. So 5 times changes in
In
3 months.
3 months, and then with that time, as you said, you had a competition move, like, I don't know, 20 meters away within the same building, just the side of the building, right? And when you open the regular sushi, the kind of day-to-day sushi store, that wasn't in competition with Kinyo, was it? It was a different proposition.
It's a little bit competition, but another 2, 3 sushi restaurant within 100 meters. But I've run sushi restaurant for more than 5 years. I know the best. So
Mhm.
I had to find myself. This is what I can do best.
Mhm.
So that's how I started.
So and then you eventually you decided on Kibo. Why Kibo? What does Kibo mean?
So think about it. 3 months changes this much how my life is one. So it was so down, right? It was so down. What am I doing? Where am I? Like, why am I doing this? And then when I trying to back to the like real business, what I can do. And then I realized I needed some nice name. The Kibo means hope in Japanese.
Mm.
And I was so down, and it's not my personality. So I wanted to change. I wanted to bring the hope in this town. At least I can, like feel that I can hope something, to do something, grow something better, nicer. So that changed the name. I made the name called Kibo. And Kibo also has a summit of Kilimanjaro in Africa, highest summit that's called Kibo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then that's why you can Google it. There's a keyboard company soap company, something in Canada.
So, Bo,
And
the
then
question is, have you been on that summit yet?
I was flying over when I Tanzania to what Kenya, I think, between Kenya and Nigeria.
Mhm.
When you fly,
Yeah.
I plan to go there, but it takes.
Flying above it doesn't count. You need to climb
I
it.
know, but they said
The
2 weeks
start.
you need. It's really hard, just not just you go and climbing, right? It's close to 6,000 meters. Like,
Mhm.
so it's really, really like highest mountain in our whole Africa. So I went
Okay,
there.
so
I planned.
Kibo means hope, and Kibo means the highest mountain in Africa, the summit on the highest mountain of
And
Africa.
then Bo is my name. So it's kind of lots of collaboration, but mainly
They all
hope.
connect, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Main
what
hope.
was happening with you? So you're going through all of these changes. What is your husband saying through all of this?
Obviously we fight.
Yeah.
So I'm, like digging money from our home equity, like 100,000, okay, 30,000 more, 50,000 more, and but I was confident I can do it. That's why I had to fight hard to do it, because this is my business, this is my job, this is my life. I had to convince him, this is my life. You have to help me, and you know, kind of, it's not easy, but
You made it work.
yeah.
So when you started Kibo after those 3 months of huge changes, it seemed that Kibo landed on its feet very quickly. That how quick? When did you know that it was the right decision, both with employees, partners, customers, sales?
So first, when I back to my business, right? Because I've ran this business more than 6 years. So I know this business. So I was back to my business, and I know how to, what can I say, magnet people, because I always do, I never think about plus minus, how much we make, how much food costs. For the beginning, I always welcome people, and creating my secret weapon. Like, you never had this kind of food before. I'm always creating.
Wait, I have to understand this, Bo. You say you never calculate the plus minus or the food cost, but you know food cost, right? You have to meet certain numbers in order to get there. But what do you do? Do you park it in the back of your mind? Is it you want to get the customers first and then you'll figure things after? What goes through your mind?
My mind is okay. If a food cost is more than 50%, still okay. I can survive.
More than 50%.
I can survive. So it's like as the beginning of a business, I always think this is a survival game. So once you survive, you can do a lot of different things. But if you not survive in the business, you cannot do anything.
So that does that come like the food service? Is that like you could give out samples? You can give out like get people to love the place. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's right. So as long as you have good food, good buy, good hospitality business service, and people are coming slowly, eventually they're coming one after another. They bring their guests, they bring their date, and they bring somebody else. So I know this like it takes long, not advertisement. It's quality of food gonna bring the people anyway. So it's a timing game. So if I like handle this one, even 1 year takes long, I'm doing it because I like it. So it's gonna work.
We were talking to someone the other day, and he said, I want to do, because today's businesses, so many of them want results very quickly, numbers quickly, followers quickly. If you don't get it, you're like going bananas. And he was, no, and he's a younger guy, and he was, no, I want to build a business like in 1970, where one customer at a time likes the food, tells their friends, and then their friends come over. It seems that this is a successful formula to doing the business rather than looking for shortcuts.
Because I don't think this is a business. This is a hospitality business. It's a service, and then you have to like people. So sometimes I go to the other restaurant. I just don't get it. If they don't like their job, what are they doing there? So
Right.
first of all, I have to like it, and then I know this formula how to run the business. But the point is, I cannot be here every day, right? So that's why I change the system. I don't have to be here, but if everybody owns, who I know, who is good at the work, and then who knows the hospitality business. So that's why I changed the system. Everybody owns the business, and that's how I started a Kibo one after another.
So
Can you
I'm so
elaborate
happy.
on that though?
Yeah,
Can you
Liza.
elaborate on what you mean by that
So
for people that I don't know?
what Bo has done, and I'm like such a fan of it, and it works so well, and I'm so happy he brought it up, was, and Bo, correct me if I'm wrong, but um, every Kibo has, most of them have several owners, right? And that's what you say, where the people that like to work there, and they also own the place.
That is correct.
So it's a franchise, but each franchise has several owners. And each of those owners are obviously heavily invested because it's their business. That's what makes the model work.
Not just the invested, they qualified, work together with us, and then they qualified their skill, their all like how to run the business with us. Then they can open their own business. Like the younger generation, we don't have enough money, but we have a working power and energy, and we are the workers. That's why we open for them, but we never open for who's investing money to run the business. We never done it.
So you basically, if someone comes, so many franchise models, they have two models. One is you have a concept and you sell food to customers, and you make money there, and you make money from a certain percentage that the head office takes. The second business is the franchise selling the concept to an investor who will run it. And you really don't have that. You've bypassed that middleman, because you don't have a stranger buying into Kibo and then running a Kibo. Everyone, as far as I know, everyone grew up in Kibo and then are given an opportunity to enter as a partner. Do you know any other business that's built like this? Because I don't know in Toronto anybody, or even in
I've never heard
North
of this.
America.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but maybe, who knows, right? But my point is, if I'm strong, my restaurant, even one restaurant is strong. And then second is I build slowly, strongly, because business, who runs the business is the people. And this is we are, like, for example, we need a chef, we need a manager, we need a server, we need a dishwasher. So I'm trying to, as much as possible, equalizing different department, even dishwasher, even chef. There are equal opportunity to have combined together, working together, share together. Those, their salary is the same. That's kind of weird compared to other restaurant business or other industry. But for us, is we are team. I'm even dishwasher, even older, but I have a more experience. And then, like, I'm nice guy. Everything's plus or minus, they're gonna be equal. That's what I'm trying, but not always right. But I'm trying hard enough to be everybody equal, to together work together.
And now that led you to today, Kibo has about 30 stores.
Actually, it's more than 40 now.
Okay,
And
wow.
then around the 10 locations ongoing project right now.
Okay, so you have Kibo Sushi House, which is kind of the base brand, right? Where you make sushi, good quality sushi, consistent, and made by people who really care about the business and enjoy what they do. You have Kibo Market. Can you elaborate about that?
Kibo Market is on the way. We have to distribute ourselves. So basically, when I had a 10, when we had a 20, when we had a 50, so every time changes the plan, right? So maybe we have to plan to have an investor to open the business, some kind of formula we can make. But so far, until 50, under our control, we have to be very strong, and every single location has to be success. So that's why we are keep going. Who knows we're gonna change, right? But up to now, so how is the modeling is for us and grow one after another. We don't like open 10 right away like that, right? So.
But Kibo Market, that's different to Kibo Sushi, right? It's a different concept, or is it in addition?
So market we opened because we want to distribute ourselves. That's why it's related, food items related. So which means we can import our own product to share with us stronger.
So you import it yourself, but then you sell it also at the market.
Correct.
Okay. And then you have Kibo Secret Garden. If you'd like to tell us about that.
So Secret Garden is my original business model, but I couldn't do it at the beginning because.
So Omakase?
Yes, it's a hard business, and then it's no guarantee to success. If you don't like running as a chef for 24 hours is too much, but as long as it's 12 hours every day, it's very easily to fail. It's hard to management, right? You have to be there to make it and go to the shopping, every single thing you have to do it. So that's why I always wanted, but I couldn't do it. So now, I'm proudly announcing Kibo Secret Garden. The point is, if you are my guest in Kibo Secret Garden, and you have chosen like best food you ever had in your lifetime, so that's why I want to introduce this kind of stuff. It's not easy, but I'm building on it. So it's located in Yorkville, in Toronto, heart of Yorkville, and then I'm planning to this concept only one location in the city, one city. So basically, you feel like I don't know. You can explain.
Well, we were there. I was there a couple of weeks ago, and it's on Yorkville Avenue. Beautiful location, has 2 stories. One's the ground floor, and then the second floor. When we were there, it was just patio service. Sorry?
Cumberland Street, because Yorkville is the
Cumberland, my mistake. Yeah, on Cumberland, yeah, across from Nespresso there, on an angle from the park. My mistake. And yeah, it was amazing. I was there with my family, and my kids were like, we've never had such good seafood. They were like in awe of seafood. It was a completely new experience for them, and they've eaten other seafood, but this kind of experience they haven't. So I think it would do really well. I think it fits Yorkville. I think but it's friendlier. It's kind of not stuck up, I find, and which I like. So you'll get the quality and really good service in this place in Secret Garden.
Is that where you spend most of your time, Bo? Is most of your time at?
Yes, right now, yes.
He is the server and dishwasher there. At least he was 2 weeks ago. So, yeah.
And bartender.
And bartender. But with this kind of restaurant, the customer hands over, basically they don't order, right? It's just like you mentioned earlier, you basically hand over kind of all responsibility to the chef. How are you able to please everybody?
Actually haven't started yet because it's pandemic. We are not fully comfortably open inside, so that's why Omakase not started.
Okay.
But it's close enough. We are doing a regular restaurant right now.
Okay.
But eventually, Omakase is only by the bar, only limited like 8 people per session, right? Not everyone comes to have it. How can you exclusively nicely managing many people, right? So
I don't know. That was my question.
So we have a very limited number. We do our best. make you feel best of the life. That's I'm bringing to the Yorkville in Toronto. So people have experience, they talk about it, and then it's more like my service, right? Because I'm running big chain of a restaurant. So this quality of this brand, I want to bring back to the people in Yorkville, Toronto, like whole city experience of what we are doing. So this is more like a model of back to the customer service.
Bo, what advice would you give people going into food service in Canada? What's like if you had one piece of advice, what would you tell them?
My advice, as my experience, if you love people, if you like people, and it works.
So basically, if you hate people, don't go into the restaurant business.
Well, somehow they can managing the restaurant business, but genuinely food hospitality business is I don't know. This is friendship and family and like humanism, and this is
Hmm.
you eat and you wear and you stay three basic stuff, right? These three basic, most important, you eat every day, every 3 times a day. So how is a basic kind of you need for sure, right? You cannot live
You know,
without.
Mhm.
when we started our store 25 years ago at Young and Wellesley, it kind of reminds me. I had the similar mindset to you. I honestly didn't care about money. I wanted to make a living, but my main goal is I wanted to see people happy. I wanted to see them smile. I wanted them to love the experience, and it took me longer to figure out the way. But I think that's why we stuck around, is because we really like the people coming. Even today at Parallel, just we want people to be happy, and it's and the money will come, and you figure out the money, figure out the profitability part. It shouldn't be the other way around. I think in the food business, in other
Interesting.
businesses, yeah, in food business, I'm not sure.
Interesting thing is um I love it, right? And then as you said, our customers happy and they get back to us to say thank you, and that makes me really happy. That's my life.
Hmm.
What is one of the biggest challenges of the business? What do you find most difficult?
Difficult is if you don't have enough money and
Mm.
then you suffer to pay the employees, and that's the most difficult.
No,
Okay.
that's financing is huge. If you have big enough pockets, you have time to overcome challenges. It's I think, yeah, definitely for all
It's the
businesses.
beginning of my word was survive. You have to survive first, and then you can be nice to customer. If you don't survive, it's really hard to what you can do, right?
Yes.
Bo, where do you see Kibo in 5 years?
It looks like everywhere in the world, for sure. I That's why I want to, as a growing slowly, strongly, and certain level, it becoming so fast. I cannot even hold it. They just spreading themselves.
Do you have systems to keep it same quality and same consistency as the original one?
This is because of getting bigger. This is my biggest challenge. I'm working on it right now. So now I have to build a system slowly about because of consistency and food chain and everything is a big challenge for me right now.
And when you expanded into Calgary, why Calgary? I'm looking at your list here in 2020, and you've opened, I mean, what is it? One, two, three, like 10 stores in 1 year.
So basically, one restaurant has opportunity 5 members, 2 strong leave and 3 not strong. They open another one. So it's beginning 1 to 2, now 2 to 4, right? If it's
Okay.
like, yeah. So it's what about 8 to 16, right?
Wow. You count different than I do, Bo.
Yeah.
You count
So
different.
Calgary location is somehow who lived in Toronto as my ex business partner. And then after living in Calgary, Banff for 10 years, and then we started talking about, and then so he came to here for we run the sushi business together, but he doesn't know much about Kibo. That's why we trained him Kibo system for 2 months. And then we went there for 2 months to training system. And then he was following our system. That's why we allowed to use our Kibo system there. So they're gonna expand themselves in Calgary and Edmonton and Alberta.
Ah, okay. Okay, I understand. And so most of your locations are in Toronto. How has that been? How is it working with the city? Is that difficult?
That was so funny when I extended from Cabbage Town to Leslieville, every village, right? Liberty Village and
Yeah.
all the big villages. And I had a very good reputation in Cabbage Town, and they spread out whole city. And then when I worked in the King of Spadina, like 3 years later, and then all the grown-up customers came, oh, I'm working here, and they moved, city of Toronto. It looks big, but it's very connected, everyone.
So they all already knew Kibo. I think everybody, Bo, it is that it's a weird brand that I think almost everybody knows Kibo and likes it, but it's still not known as much as it should be. I think it's hard for me to explain it.
Well, we do an advertisement. First of all, we want to spread like mouth to mouth and people to people, and then that's a strong kind of like image of like kind of we are here for this neighbor. This kind of image is very important for me. And then we are not from somewhere big chain, big company from Japan or from China. We are from Toronto. So this is we are from your neighbor. So we are part of your neighbor. This kind of authentic local feeling is very important for me. That's how I kind of not spreading kind of advertisement at all.
Yeah, so word of mouth is it. And it's working. It's working really well. So many people I know love that sushi and order from Kibo and are really happy with it.
Well, we were out a couple weeks ago, and I think, Alon, you mentioned to one of the guys we were with, we were talking about Kibo, and he said, yeah, they have like what, about 10 or 15 locations now? And you said, no, they have like 30 plus. So yeah, people know it, but they don't realize how many locations there are. So you're doing something right.
No, number is not important as long as they like it. And
Yes.
then authentic, strong brand, that's what we are looking for. That's why so our challenge is keeping the quality or neighborhood. That is the most important for us.
Right.
We don't have to grow, honestly. As long as we don't destroy our quality, we shouldn't grow.
Okay.
Yeah, that would worry me also. As growth happens, the last thing you want is to hurt your customer or your quality.
So what happens if you do have a problem at one of the stores? Do you take responsibility for that, or are all of the owners responsible for it?
So we made a very strong franchisee agreement with the franchisor. So if anything, a review or certain bad things happen, we can in charge and control that location.
Okay. So you can step in at any time.
Yeah, at least we can fix it.
Okay.
Liza?
Sorry, pardon me. I couldn't tell if I was frozen or if everything was okay.
Yeah, I think it was okay.
Yeah, no, so because I'm in an area that sometimes doesn't have great connection. Anyway, so where do you live? Where do you live, Bo? Where are you in the city?
I live East York,
Okay.
North Broadview. I'm moving around, like sometimes I love to live in condominium and too much and then moving to the house, but time to move in condominium, things like that. So I'm finding lifestyle which is matches for me.
Yeah.
Bo, so can I, Liza, this is Bo. He's in this chain, Kibo, which is growing nicely, but you do also something else on the side, right?
Oh yeah. I'm a realtor, Royal LePage signature.
You're a real estate agent as well?
Actually, I'm a big agent.
He's a very busy agent.
Yeah, that was a fighting for me over 5 years. Both growing crazy. Really, I have to focus in one side. Should I give up another side? But I couldn't because of they both. I love it and I need it, and it's that's why also I'm trying to formula over my restaurant system to the realtor system, trying to share all my kind of income. So hopefully it works well.
Yeah.
So
Did you get into real estate because of the restaurants? Was it, did you, because you're looking for new locations? Is that how it happened?
So I found out realtor business is a lot of secret inside. That's why I wanted to clearly, I want to see myself. So for example, certain deals, I couldn't really 100% trust what's going on inside the story. So that was very difficult for me to finding location by myself. So I realized it would be nice to have a license. I can find myself. That's
Mhm.
how I started.
So today, do you handle most of the real estate business for Kibo?
Absolutely, yes. Oh, also referrer, but mostly I'm location is the most important, and also like Kibo is competing each other right now, so I have to in control. That's why we have to have a distance and things like that. So I think it's very important for me to handling myself.
Right. Where does this drive come from, Bo? This, yeah.
Drive comes from I have a quite energy, and as you see me always
Yeah.
smile and
Yeah.
nice, and even though I met you first time, I love you, this kind of things. And like who doesn't, I love what I do. That's the my energy, like pumping up all the time.
What were your parents like? Do you get some of this from your parents or your family?
Possible, but Canadian culture is meet me. I think that energizing me.
Right.
This I love this culture, how respect people each other, how people like each other, and as long as you do whatever you want, you can without hurting anyone, which is okay for this culture, right?
Hmm.
So this is I can do a lot of things without hurting anyone, but I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And within the city, and because you own these restaurants, who's your favorite competitor? Who does it
In
well?
the restaurant business,
Sure.
I admire parallel. I wouldn't know without alone. But I really it admire me how they presenting food and quality, and that was the main. I was doing it not on the main street, but I can bring the people that kind of system as well.
Mm.
I think parallel going to be big competition, but collaboration big competition. Not really enemy, but friends and competition. This kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people, I don't see us as competition. I think, people go out and they need change.
Yes.
They don't eat Middle Eastern every day. They don't eat sushi every day. And to me, it's like we more complement each other in the industry. So yeah, I love it. And one day we'll do a sesame butter sushi roll or something.
Yeah, it's a collaboration is most important. But honestly, there's no competition. Our competition is me myself. How can I quality of food to bring to customer? That's my competition.
So what's one of
I
your
mean,
favorite restaurants in the city?
in the city, of course, Kibo Secret Garden for sure, and Parallel, and I love Korean food, so lots of Korean food.
Do
It's
you have a
really fun.
favorite? Just for listeners who maybe want to try
If we
something.
want to try really good Korean food,
Yeah.
where do we go?
Come to my home, please. Sorry, I cannot find anyone in my mind. I'm really sorry.
So do you cook Korean food at home? Is that your preferred choice?
I really cook Korean food at home, yes, and
Okay.
I don't know other cuisine, but Korean food is best to me as a quality because of like all the fermenting system, like every single source and material, like kimchi, there have been like 5 years, 2 years, 3 years of source of soy sauce, source of like a sesame, source of also the
So you mean the fermentation of the ingredients?
yeah, that's every house. They have their own secret, and if you use that, that's a weapon, right? Nobody has it.
Yes.
It's a secret, like beautiful, like cuisine, I guess.
Yeah,
Liza,
because you can't recreate it. You can't
do you have
recreate
your
that.
secret fermentation process, Liza?
I don't have a secret fermentation process. I have
Do
a
you
secret
have
sauce,
a secret tomato
a
sauce
secret tomato
that you
sauce
make in your
recipe.
garage?
I don't
Oh,
make it
you
in the
have
garage, but I could if
what?
I wanted to.
What's what's it that your grandmother used to make us? The
And the
antipasti.
antipasto.
Oh,
Yeah.
antipasto. Oh my God. Bo, one day I'll share this with you. I've tasted Liza's grandmother's antipasto. It has tomatoes, olives, tuna.
It's a
What else?
vegetable. It's
It's
typically made at the end of the summer when all of the
Sounds,
vegetables are on in
sounds very
season.
Italian cuisine.
yes.
Yeah, it's Italian. Yeah.
So
And it's
that's why,
also put in a bottle and it's good for a year
so
to
that's
use.
why Italian cuisine is my competition because their home tomato sauces, every single house is a different, their
Yes.
secret, right? That's why I admire Italian tomato sauce.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. No, it's hard to, yeah, it's hard to recreate. You can never recreate it. And I'm convinced that people that do create those kinds of food have some kind of a magic wand because alone you can attest that nobody's antipasto is like my grandmother's.
No, it's the best.
It,
And I
it,
know
it
like
was, it
it
was
is
the
the
best.
best.
Yeah.
I think it's also both. It's kimchi for Koreans, Israelis, it could be all kinds. It could be hummus, it
Yeah.
could be a bunch of other things.
So I'm
Every
sorry to interview this guys. This one is very important. For example, anchovy, like a small fishes, not only anchovy, different type of fish. Like when you catch the big, like all small different type of fishes, right? For example, you put in the jar and leave it for 2 3 years. That's the best fish sauce ever you make anything. For example, kimchi and pastas. If this, so that's why we have this weapon to use Italian, Greek, and Middle Eastern and Koreans. So this sauce is absolutely. I tried sometimes to put in a big jar and leave it for you forgot about it for 5 years.
Yeah.
And that sauce is going to be when you make a kimchi like that, that's the best kimchi ever in the world.
Right.
Yeah, you said well, when it comes to business, time is an element. So also with sauces, right? Can you
That's
can you can you go over a time for kimchi where it's too much time went by and it's already becomes funky?
my next project is kimchi. Honestly, you never know where I'm going, right? So
No.
I'm opening next to the Kibo Secret Garden authentic Korean cuisine. So this is
When,
my new
So
project.
you'll make your own kimchi there.
That's right.
and when is that vision going to come into fruition?
Business already bought, but its closing is at the end of August. So maybe 2 3 more months of preparing and then announcing soon in this year.
Okay. So you are a restaurateur, you're in the real estate business, more restaurants. How do you relax? What's your downtime like?
To me, honestly, I travel a lot. So my travel time is relaxing that time. And then when I got home, I'm working. So basically my half is working, half is traveling.
And do you
So
travel to get inspiration or you just travel to relax?
relax for sure, but inspiration is easy to absorb, right? So it is not a work, it's just pleasure.
It just comes naturally then for you. Okay. All right. Shall we do a rapid fire?
Let's do it.
Let's do it because I'm curious more than anything. Okay, we're going to do a rapid fire question. Simple answers. Coffee or tea?
Coffee,
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
dark.
Beer, wine, or whiskey?
That's hard. Wine to changing whiskey. I'm non-alcohol right now for almost a year now.
Intentionally.
Yeah, because I want to change my body system.
All right. Good for you. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner,
Home cooked meal or takeout?
home cooked meal,
I could have told you that too. City or countryside?
countryside.
Favorite season?
Middle of fall,
Middle of fall. Night out or stay at home?
night out. Two
Are you-
changing time-wise, but still night out.
Still a night out. Morning
He
person
eats
or
at
night?
home and goes out after.
So I guess I don't have to ask if you're a morning person or a night owl.
Night out.
Night owl. Cats or dogs?
No,
Books or Netflix?
books,
Phone calls or texts?
phone calls,
And lastly, music or podcasts?
podcast with a nice music.
A little bit of both. Of course, you want it all, don't you? Well, thank you so much, Bo. What a pleasure.
Bo, thank you. That was really, I think there is a lot to learn from what you just said. You have so much experience and you do so much and cover so many areas. It's almost as if you have you're a philosopher and a business person and a host all in one. And there's like amazing information. So really, thank you for joining us today. And we wish Kibo a lot of success. Do you want to share anything with your customers or with our listeners? Anything that's on your mind?
Yeah, let them know where they can find you on social.
First of all, thank you, Alon and Liza, to invite me. I can speak out freely, beautifully, and honestly. And then, like, I didn't practice anything, just the way it is, which is great. So, to our customer, I can say, let's have a good hope and let's have a happy life. That's all. Thank you very much.
The Upfront Toronto podcast.